Hello travelers, welcome to my channel. If you are new in my channel, please subscribe. Let's enjoy the video now.
Now I am going to Dominica from Puerto Rico. I had 45 minutes layover at Sint Maarten. Now we are about to take off from Princess Juliana International Airport, Simpson Bay, Sint Maarten. In my previous video of the landing, I gave an introduction, pre-colonial history, and 75% information on the arrival of Europeans in Sint Maarten. Now I will continue from there. Arrival of Europeans. With Sint Maarten free again, both the Dutch and the French jumped at the chance to re-establish their settlements. Dutch colonists came from St. Eustatius, while the French came from St. Kitts. After some initial conflict, both sides realized that neither would yield easily. Preferring to avoid an all-out war, they signed the Treaty of Concordia in 1648, which divided the island in two. During the treaty's negotiation, the French had a fleet of naval ships offshore, which they used as a threat to bargain more land for themselves. In spite of the treaty, relations between the two sides were not always cordial. Between 1648 and 1816, conflicts changed the France-Netherlands border vertical bar border 16 times. The entire island came under effective French control from 1795 when the Netherlands became a puppet state under the French Empire until 1815. In the end, the French came out ahead with 53 square kilometers, 61%, against 34 square kilometers, 39%. On the Dutch side. 18th–19th centuries. To work the new cotton, tobacco, and sugar plantations, the French and Dutch began importing large numbers of African slaves, who soon came to outnumber the Europeans. The slave population quickly grew larger than that of the landowners. Subjected to cruel treatment, slaves staged rebellions, and their overwhelming numbers made it impossible to ignore their concerns. In 1848, the French abolished slavery in their colonies, including the French side of St. Maarten. Slaves on the Dutch side of the island protested and threatened to flee to the French side to seek asylum. The local Dutch authorities then freed the colony's slaves. While this decree was respected locally, it was not until 1863, when the Dutch abolished slavery in all of their island colonies, that the slaves became legally free. 20th century. After the abolition of slavery, plantation culture declined and the island's economy suffered. In 1939, Sint Maarten received a major boost when it was declared a duty-free port. In 1941, the island was shelled by a German U-boat during World War II. Tourism began growing from the 1950s onward, and Princess Juliana International Airport became one of the busiest in the Eastern Caribbean. For much of this period, Sint Maarten was governed by business tycoon Claude Walthy of the Democratic Party. The island's demographics changed dramatically during this period as well, with the population increasing from a mere 5,000 people to around 60,000 people by the mid-1990s. Immigration from the neighboring Lesser Antilles, Curaçao, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the United States, Europe, and Asia turned the native population into a minority. Sint Maarten became an island territory of the Netherlands Antilles in 1983. Before that date, Sint Maarten was part of the island territory of the Windward Islands, together with Saba and St. Eustatius. The status of an island territory entails considerable autonomy, summed up in the Island Regulation of the Netherlands Antilles. During this period, Sint Maarten was ruled by an island council, an executive council, and a lieutenant governor appointed by the Dutch crown. Hurricane Louise hit the island in 1995, causing immense destruction and resulting in 12 deaths. 21st century. In 1994, the Kingdom of the Netherlands and France had signed the Franco-Dutch Treaty on St. Maarten border controls, which allows for joint Franco-Dutch border controls on so-called risk flights. After some delay, the treaty was ratified in November 2006 in the Netherlands and subsequently entered into force on August 1, 2007. Though the treaty is now in force, its provisions are not yet implemented as the working group specified in the treaty is not yet installed. On October 10, 2010, Sint Maarten became a constituent country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, making it a constitutional equal partner with Aruba, Curaçao, and the Netherlands proper. Sint Maarten has been assigned the ISO 3166-1 Alpha 2 country codes of SXM and SX, and the SX Internet CCTLD became available to register on 15 November 2012.